Hey, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode in the series Aretha Franklin, the Arista Years, the queen of soul and the queen of actually everything. And when she arrived at Arista, she arrived. And today we are going to love all the herd away. Aretha. And I, as you know, always am inspired by the album covers of my idols. So today, well, it had to be a fox stole, just like Miss Aretha Franklin, looking so fabulous on this album cover. Photographed by Georges Hurrel, and on the back cover, she's wearing her famous sapphire and diamond necklace, which is her own. That's how stars do it, and she looks absolutely stunning. The front cover, of course, is a nod to the Marlene Dietrich photograph where she's sitting on all the suitcases. But what is so adorable and what also explains a lot about the intent of Miss Franklin on this whole period that she worked on with Arista. She is wearing her uniform, her waitress uniform, under that beautiful blazer from the Blues Brothers. And so it's to show that Aretha, although she is becoming this glamour queen and this artist, she's still very, very close to her roots. And this album is just absolutely magnificent. I think this was the very first one I bought myself of Aretha. My father had all of Aretha Franklin's albums from Atlantic, and I used to listen to them all the time, and I knew the songs by heart. But I was about 12, 13 at that time, and so I liked, dance music and disco music. So when Aretha made the move to Arista, that's when I became an absolute, crazy fan and really fell madly in love with her. I think the first time is when I saw her on Solid Gold with Dionne Warwick, and she was on a stage in a fabulous form-fitting gown, and I just thought, oh, wow, she is something else. And so Love All the Herd Away, which was the first single that came out of this album, and it's the title track, and she sings with Georges Benson. Their voices are just magnificent. Georges Benson is an amazing singer, and Aretha seems to be having the time of her life. She even says it during the song, I love it, I love it, I love it. And it really sounds like they are enjoying themselves, and it is so beautiful. And then right into that, Hold On, I'm Coming. The song is called Hold On, written by Isaac Hayes. This is a classic song from the 70s, and it's just absolutely brilliant. The orchestration, the horn section is so powerful. The music is so fast-paced. You're straight into a 1970s episode of Shaft, where you have car chases and the hustle and bustle of the street. You can just feel it, that it's just moving really, really, really fast. And Aretha's voice is just absolutely stunning, and then she slows it down and starts to talk, and it's just absolutely brilliant and exciting. And straight into that, you start to hear the noises of the streets and the honks of the cars and the sirens, and the living in the streets is the follow-up song. And this whole album is produced by Arif Mardin, and Arif Mardin's thing, if you allow this expression, is to put songs that flow in one into the other. You don't have the habitual 4 seconds silent between the songs. They blend into each other, and so it's really fantastic because it really tells a story. And Living the Streets is really a follow-up to Hold On. It really is that kind of story. But Aretha takes Living the Streets, she has a different approach. She's almost rapping. She's just singing it, but it's almost in one line, people living night and day. And it's, she she doesn't modulate, and it's almost like a rap, so it gives it a very, very modern twist. And then the pace slows down, and Aretha, with her fabulous voice, comes from far away with a bit of an echo, sings "Starlight, Star Bright," and "There's a Star for Everyone." Beautiful, beautiful song, a song that is inspiring, that really is, something that lifts you up, the way that Aretha Franklin can do these things. And then straight into that, you hear a gospel choir that begins to sing, "You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you get what you need." And this song, written by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones, if anybody knows, when Aretha recorded her legendary gospel album, her first gospel album in her church, front row or second row was for several nights was Mick Jagger. He was there just taking it in, and seeing what it's like to be inspired and to be in unison as these choirs were, and with the voice of Aretha and her organ playing. So of course this was very inspired. Now the song moves slowly into a calypso beat. You have the inverted drums and more of an island type of music, and it just flows very, very beautifully. It's quite a fun song, and it ends the first side of the album when it was edited like that, or when it's on vinyl. Side B, we start straight into "It's My Turn." Now, Diana Ross had recorded that song very recently. This is not a song that is taken years after. This is practically radio airplay at the same time. So, but we know that Aretha has great admiration and love for Diana Ross. Ever since, the Hollywood Palace shows, you have an episode where Aretha, who is labeled the Queen already at the time, begins by making different voices of different artists, and Delores and Sarah Vaughan and Dionne Warwick. I mean, she is such a genius. She can do everything, including imitate. But she begins with the vocal sounds of Miss Diana Ross, and then she's done a couple of when she did the Midnight Special, she does the whole thing with the coat and beret and everything that what Diana Ross had done in Las Vegas. So you can tell that there's a lot of love and admiration for Diana Ross. After that song, "Truth and Honesty," written by Burt Bacharach. Great song. Again, this is in a gospel spirit. It's not a gospel song. It's rather a dance number, but this is what she is telling you, and this is the thought of Miss Franklin. This is how she was raised, so this is a song written especially for her. "Search On" is written by Chuck Jackson, who produced part of the first album. Amazing, beautiful song. Again, it is a message song, a song telling you to search on, to be your better self. And then "A Whole Lot of Me," written by Aretha Franklin, where she speaks French, "Cherchez la femme." Now, there's a little bit of talking in these songs, so it's the beginning of the influence of rap. Of course, she's not rapping, but there's a little touch of that. And this is where Aretha is explaining the kind of woman she is. And if you want that, well, you come and get it. And she ends this fabulous album with "Kind of Man," which is a beautiful, beautiful song written by Aretha Franklin as well, where she describes the kind of man that he is and the kind of man that he should be. This album was number 4 on Billboard. It sold at the time 250,000 copies, which at the time was not a lot, but it's quite a bit. And it sold much more ever since, and it's been reissued since, beautifully reissued, and it's wonderful, wonderful to listen to this beautiful, beautiful album. Very, very put together, just absolute excellent work, and I think Miss Franklin was extremely, extremely happy with this kind of production. And so I'll see you next week with another Aretha Franklin album, and this time we're going to jump to it.